Hello and welcome to I-95 Games, an intercontinental group of awesome, as we play the annual issue of Masks, a new generation. Masks is a tabletop RPG by Brendan Conway, put out by Magpie Games. Totally worth your money. It is a Powered by the Apocalypse game, meaning that it uses the core concepts of the Apocalypse World game from Vincent and McGay Baker. This is our annual, and for folks who know comics, that means that like once a year there's a larger issue that comes out that's not always within continuity. Sometimes it's a little elseworldy, sometimes it's a big event, sometimes it's just a way to drag another $6 out of your pocket. This is that. Hopefully not the dragging $6 out of your pocket version. This is also our last session for this group, for this particular group of PCs. The players will all be continuing to play, but I won't be the GM. It's been wrested away from me by Alex as he starts off his game in a couple weeks. I'm very excited for that one. I'm getting little peeks and previews of the prep and the book reads and some of the other art that is coming from Alex, and I'm quite excited. But that's then. This is now. So this is the last session. For folks who've been tracking, Paul's character actually has taken the advance that would effectively remove him from play, but we're going to kind of squint our eyes and ignore that, since his character is still in high school, still a youngin', and it would be just kind of sucky for Paul to have to make a brand new PC anyway, and I really want more Viridian. So what we're going to do is have everybody introduce their characters one last time. And then I'm going to just ask a few questions of you guys as players, because this is our last session with these characters. So I want to make sure that I'm aware of everything that we want to take care of. So let me go over to our cool background, which I just now realized doesn't say annual on it, so I will hide that. Dummy. I'm a dummy. I didn't prep that part. That's what I get for watching or listening a little bit of the Yankees versus Tigers. Dang it. All right, here we go. Who would like to go first? Jen, you made the first noise. So Jen, how are you? And please introduce us to your character.
I was just thinking silently to myself, oh, Rich made the classic error of asking who wants to go first. But then you brought it back around. I am playing Ashley Banner, who is a young lady who recently moved to Halcyon City. Ashley also has a second identity as Seraph, who is a heroic angelic figure in the city, part of the Halcyon City Guardians. And she tries hard to make sure that she has sort of a balance between these two lives.
All right. Thank you so much, Jen. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Jan, please introduce us to your character.
I'm playing Marcus Meyer, aka Atlas. Atlas is I'm the Bull playbook. And he was experimented on. He's now big and strong, and also has a evil clone. But he's not that evil.
That's right. We have Manicius is a character that may come into play. We'll see. All right, Alex or Paul, who'd like to go next?
I can go next. I
am
go for it, Unisha Upal, aka Armature, and she is the innocent brain innocent, one of those.
We could just call it the Brennicent.
She's the Brennicent. She's the super science superhero with prosthetic limbs that can also kind of dock octopus around a bit. and she's currently being mentor to Project Diffuse, her child, pet, friend thing.
Shame.
Shame. No longer Shame.
So you guys
So
are
say
out
you.
and proud as friends.
Well, she's not feeling the shame. Maybe she should be feeling the shame, but she isn't.
And last but not least, Paul, please remind us of your character, my friend.
I am playing Anil Hara, who is known as Viridian. He is the son of the sort of supreme sorcerer of Halcyon City, Magister Justinian. And very significantly, in the last issue, I took the will be my final advance, become a paragon of the city, in a pretty charged conversation with Dad, as it were. That is all.
Thank you very much, Paul. Guys, this is where we have that bit of a conversation. Lay out there things that you would like to have on the checklist of stuff to help you put your character to bed. Anything that we can get to in game, I will try to craft a story with you towards it. Anything you don't, keep it in mind for your epilogues to the epilogues. I heard you like epilogues. So at the end of this epilogue, I'm going to stick an epilogue at the end of it where we can tie a bow on anything that isn't bowed up. I will call upon people now. But if, as someone is saying something, you want to jump in and say, oh, yeah, I'm also interested in thing, then please do, because that will bump it to the top of the list. So I'm going to walk 2 steps this way after I call upon Alex, because my dog has a thing where he knocks on my door by scratching on the door. He'll wait a minute and he'll scratch on the door again. So I'm going to let him in so that he'll stop crashing on the door. Alex, what are you interested in?
Okay, I would definitely like a scene of said mentoring of Project Diffuse. I would also probably like another character, at least one other character, to be there as a sounding board to, tell me what's wrong with my advice or, or help. And I also want to see this ball dance party thing at the school, because all masks campaigns should end in a party.
It should. I agree. Cool. Thank you very much, Alex. Jan, what would you like to put on our checklist?
Let's see. Yeah, definitely a fan of the school dance thing, because we need to see where relationships have gone, will be going. Definitely want some sparring training, something. I don't know, but with my evil clone. And one that's not so much, not for my character necessarily, but just for my own tickles. I definitely want to see Seraph's dad some more.
Ooh, that's unexpected. All right. Jen, what are you interested in?
Sorry about that. I was like, do I type some things? Do I talk some things? And I lost my opportunity to do both. But yeah, I am interested in going to that storage unit of Safia's and getting those coins sorted out, and probably asking my dad what to do about it. And certainly I am interested in the dance sort of subjects.
I would like
the dance is held at the school, maybe some school-based tension.
I would like to add a to include some follow-up to the book of dates that Sarah,
yes.
as in people to go on a date
Yes.
with.
Yes.
The dates. I'd like some
Yeah.
follow-up of that.
Yeah, I need to know who you landed.
Yes, I also need to know this. This could be quite delightful. Good. Jen, Paul, bring us home. What's on your adds to the checklist?
I don't really have a lot other than the dance. And I would like to make a special request that sometimes a dance is just a dance. It doesn't necessarily have to be a scene of carnage. Just throwing that out there.
Are you saying that having a supervillain threaten to bomb the big dance is a plot that I should not pursue?
It's just something to consider. Others may disagree.
Though if I would like to add that it would amuse me if somebody tried that and it would just instantly just boom. Oh, we'll just teleport you into prison and turn the bomb into butterflies. Let's continue dancing.
Nice.
That could be good.
That could be good.
So yeah, that's my biggest thing actually. I don't have I feel like I tied such a tight bow in the last session that I don't think. I mean, I suppose there's always the possibility of, visiting Sister Occultus in the hospital and letting her try to insult me, but that's not high on the list.
I hear you and agree. I don't want to beat any dead horses unless we do it in a wink and a nod kind of way.
Yeah. Oh, a couple of things external to me that I want to see is maybe Onion Kim doing the Glowbug debut. And I'm curious about what shakes out of the shakedown of Transcendent Crusaders. Whether or not Shell is going to give us the wag finger.
I don't know. Seems like you guys has pretty dead to rights, but I've seen worse. Hashtag look around us in public media now. All right. Cool. So I had this idea about an opening series of panels that have stuck with me. And so I'm going with it. We open it up. We see the little bios for each of you guys and the headshots, and the very first page, it's the one of those where you, on the inside cover, we have maybe advertisements for Urban Shadows London or something on the inside cover there.
Add one slight thing to
Yes,
the headshot bios. Can that be what's those books? Graduation book thing, with the photo.
Like a yearbook kind of deal?
Yes. Can it be from a yearbook, the page from a yearbook? Nice.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, so on the sides is the yearbook photos of your characters, although Atlas's would be skinny, tiny Atlas, I guess. Like it would have been sick Atlas and wheelchair Atlas there, pre-Marcus Mayer there, because of the age difference, but we see the four of you all there in your pictures. And I'm going to do it. You've set me up there, so I want to ask either what is wrong in your yearbook photo that you can't let go of, or what superlative did you end up with? Superlative is most likely two. Some of them are pat. Some of them are just made up. Some of them are given because they didn't want anyone to not have a superlative. So we'll go for the round, but all of that is done slightly aged. It's on the sides, right? The two sidebars there. The middle picture that we have, kind of the main picture on the panel, is of a church. and the number of cars pulling out to it. And we see there's actually one supers person that's like flying down and looks like they're about to walk in. There are a number of people coming into this church. And that's the opening panel. So I now am going to ask Atlas, as Marcus, what was your either the thing that you hate most about your photo or the superlative that you were granted when you graduated high school?
He was most likely to become a rocket scientist.
Nice. Nice. Cool. Then Ashley, what is your crappy yearbook photo thing or superlative that you earned?
I think that she got the best photographer superlative.
Best photographer. Nice. Not most photogenic, but best photographer. Best at taking pictures of others. All right.
Yep.
Cool, cool. What about Unisha?
Most likely to hack into the print document to replace your silly joke.
Most likely to hack. I love it. That is pretty great. And last but not least, Viridian, Anil, what is your picture or superlative?
I'm going with something band related. Fastest sticks in this school.
Nice. Nice. I love it. That's very badass. And a kind of thing I'd love to see in a yearbook. So you guys all got good yearbook stuff. I'm happy for you. As we open up the first panel, we see a number of the Halcyon City heroes and notables. There's a TV van just outside for the Halcyon City Herald, because this is some big to-do. And you see from the dress, at least for those who aren't in costume, and a number of the heroes are in tuxes or nice dresses. This appears to be some kind of wedding. And there are a couple of things that we pick up from characters that we've seen before that look like some time has passed since our last session, since when the comic book was kind of more and more up to date. For example, we see that of the young Crusaders, that battle cry now has like a full beard. Right, and we see that Malleable now looks like she's a young adult rather than a 14-year-old who can shape change to try to make it look like she should fit in. And so we see that the Young Crusaders, or at least the characters that we knew as the Young Crusaders, are here for this event. And so we have a few panels of that. We get to see some cool stuff. So I'm going to ask each of you to tell me one. We'll say that maybe 5 years has passed, right? Fuzzy, we'll say about 5 years has passed before this wedding happens. And so each of you get to tell me, 20-something Crusaders. That's awesome. Yes, I think that maybe you should answer that question, because each of you gets to name one NPC who is present here and among the crowds, either sitting down or in the little bit of the foyer there, chatting with others, someone that we've seen, and maybe how we know something has changed about them over time. So I'll give you guys just a moment to think through that. Sorry, I stole Malleable and Battle Cry from you. I hope that there are enough NPCs for you to remember. And as of yet, up to this point, you guys don't know, like you, the players, don't know who's getting married. I myself have a small list of possibles, but I don't know for sure who is getting married. I think this is a thing that we will figure out together. Cool. So who would... I could do it again. She said, no, I'm going to call on people. That's all the no from Paul. All right, Anisha, who do we see in the panels?
We see a very different Project Diffuse. Still made of the tentacles, but now it's very much a human figure comprised. It's like when my hands and legs are most human looking, but a full body of that. including kind of facial features built of this kind of slightly constantly moving tentacles. And it is engaging in small talk with somebody.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yes.
You know, yeah, it is wearing clothes.
It is wearing clothes.
It
Yes,
is
I needed to know
it
that.
is-
Yeah,
it is
80
wearing
snakes in a
the
trench
tux.
coat. Jen is super snark on the chat, and I'm going to call some of them out because she's very smart and witty. It's the best. It's the best. 80 snakes in a trench coat. Yes, and I totally see from like diffuse vision. We totally see the Terminator like list of options of small talk responses and choosing like. Bloop, bloop,
Yeah,
bloop, bloop.
I'm not saying it's good small talk, but it's comfortable doing it.
How are your children, Edward and Lucy? Love it. Love it. That's great. Atlas, who is someone that we see 5 years later in this annual.
I was looking for the list.
Yeah, it's in the you should here. I'll show the players. There you go. Did it bounce up for you?
What?
I clicked on the show to players for NPCs of note. Did that not?
I already had it open.
Oh,
I already
okay.
had it open.
Sorry.
That's what I was,
All right,
I was saying. Like, I'm looking through the list.
Oh, I thought you said you were looking for the list. I'm sorry. Okay.
I was thinking. Avian.
Ooh, cool. Is Avian in costume or is he out of costume?
Out of costume. We finally see a bit of the person behind the mask.
Nice. So that means that we see Avian, and he is absolutely some kind of like European individual, not the Native American he was posing as, because he slipped in as the former Avian. Cool. Yeah, he's there. He's got his wings kind of folded up, and otherwise in a. Do you say he's in a nice tux, or what? How do you see him?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's a custom tux, of course, considering the the wings and stuff. But
yeah, what you
he's
do?
Definitely wearing a nice suit.
I like it. And then Viridian, who would you like to introduce?
I think I have a date for this, and I think that date is Ruby Fontaine.
Oh, ha, ha.
And so 5 years. So we're both like 19 or 20, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just the aging that is mostly apparent, but she's dressed much more chicly than she ever did in high school, and her phone is not actually in her hand; it's in her purse.
Wow. Is she here? Is she a reporter? I'm curious about that. Or is she just a simple college student?
For the university paper, probably, but
Nice.
yeah. And also, hitherto undiscovered talent. I did her hair, so it's got little sparkles in it, little glowing, glistening sparkles in it.
That is raising the roof, and I love it. Sparkles in hair. My ability to transcribe letters has left me for that sentence. That is the worst chicken scratch of all my chicken scratches, but I think I'll remember it. And last but not least, Seraph.
I think Selena Slimeball is definitely here with some high fashion inclusions. So like hovering underneath the skull is this, big fat necklace. It's silver because gold won't really show well through the green. And then probably a couple of like alien crystalline things floating in. So like these fun, sparkling, abstract shapes just hanging inside of her body.
Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet. I love it. And did she arrive alone or does she have a date?
Like, I want to give her a date, but I just don't know who.
It could be a crystalline entity that is not worried about, such forms. It could be a quartz-like entity. This is a callback to the old Masks High School game, Jen. Sorry, I can't help myself.
Sure.
Or it could be sloth.
That would be pretty kind of.
She's too good for sloth.
She is kind of too good.
I've made my pitch in the chat.
Uh-oh. No, I like the crystalline alien thing. Sweet. I think that's just kind of cool.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, the crystalline entity that Jan played is on Southsider, the quartz. I can't even remember their species, but they were pretty amazing. And I could totally see them being into a slime creature person if they had the right personality.
Exactly.
Good. So we cut the next page that we flip over. It says present day, a little editor's note. And we see Hope Prep. And we look down the hallway immediately, like it's just Hope Prep exterior shot. We see the hallway. There are a bunch of supers and average everyday characters banner up there for the dance, right? And there's a bunch of posters along the walls about all of the fun activities at this big formal. And we see Ashley and we see Viridian, and we also we get to see Armature, all of you three kind of walking in together. And so perhaps we have a little conversation. Talk amongst yourselves. Like, we don't know whose dates are having. I'd love this to be the opportunity for the update, or at least a hint towards the book of dates. So I'm just going to hand it to you guys as players.
So, Unisha, who did you wind up picking from the big book of dates?
It's not as easy an answer as that. I mean, there's variables I need to consider.
I think you're overcomplicating this.
You haven't asked anyone yet.
It's strictly theoretical at this moment.
So, Viridian will actually slap Unisha in the back of the head lightly.
Ow! I hold up a little hand to Project Diffuse.
I can't believe you didn't ask anybody out yet. You don't ask people day of. You don't ask people at the dance.
They'll be there already.
You're the worst.
You ask them before the dance so that they can anticipate going with you, and you make little plans together, and it's fun, and they feel accepted, and now it's really perfunctory.
It's hard. I mean,
Unisha.
Anil.
What is hard is creating a nanorobotic mine detection and removal system, and then convincing it not to try to take over the world. Sorry, Diffuse. These are just like words, just a few words. Just a few of them put together in an order that makes sense in a language that you're fluent in. Mostly.
Okay. I'm going to bring up the list.
Of course, you've
NPC list.
digitized it or something.
Well, of course I've.
I'm going to go look for people and see who's loitering around Stag.
Okay. That's amazing. You just go for the dregs now.
No, I mean, Ashley's going to look for the people on the list to see if anybody is, there sort of milling about alone.
Out of character, I'm trying to think of like all the people who would be like. She's not going to go on a date with Sloth. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
if we'd hinted at some sort of depth to Sloth, maybe, but we have not.
There's a little bit of bromance between Sloth and Atlas. It may be one-sided.
Yeah, no, there's that. So I would be okay with that. Atlas and Sloth, but Sloth and Unisha, no.
I've left the list to your imagination, Alex.
I know, but I was hoping to kind of take somebody who's already been.
Yeah, somebody we've seen before, so you aren't introducing a brand new character. Yeah, I hear you.
There's
I mean, Malleable's about your age, right?
Yeah. I'm kind of mulling over Battlecry as just the real, not as opposite as Sloth, but pretty opposite.
Battlecry. That would be fun. He currently doesn't have a date.
No, I'm okay if he does have a date. Unisha is a problem solver.
Cool. So let's wheedle it down to 3.
Okay, let's say Battlecry, Charlie, / Malleable. And dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. Boy, this is the point where Rich realizes that introducing interesting young male heroes was a weakness in this campaign. Not that you have to have those introduced. I'm just looking at the list and going, wow, most of the guys in here are total dinks. I have not done
to be fair, we have, if you go through the list, there's a lot of total dicks on both sides of sexes.
Fair. Okay,
we've got Kavita, we've got not Mooncaller, the other, sister occultist.
Yeah,
some
I feel like
Jocelyn Solus.
I feel like there are some people that didn't make it onto the list, but
yeah, that's likely.
On the list.
That's likely. There were some people I'm not really going to put Seismic Prime on the list, but
yeah,
I've got a helmet that can do mind control.
Yeah, there you go. You've got your date. Spider. I'm probably not going to put on the list of NPCs.
Yeah,
I'm fine with the 2 options there.
Okay. That's probably the best way to go at this point. Yeah, I really should have leaned into this one better. Dang it. I'm just zipping through the deck of villains. Is there anyone? No.
Well, I think Unisha is going through this little holographic projection list and like pinching one of a name and then just scrunching it up and throwing it.
Totally a name in chat that someone has just put out there.
I missed.
Manicius, the evil clone, would be an amusing date for Armature.
Oh, no, not Dimitri, no. But, okay, Manicius is definitely one of the 3.
All right. Battlecry, Charlie, and Manicius. Too bad, Dimitri. Cool. So, as you guys are walking through the hallway, having your conversation. We see the highlighted 3 finalists as it is, and I think, yeah. So we will have Ruby come up to you guys. Kind of, she spots you across the hallway, and she comes up to Neil, but it seems like she's kind of standing in all of your way, and she gives him a quick hug and says, hey, you guys are still good to play, right? TGU, you're playing the dance? Yes?
Yeah. So wait, to be clear, Rich, are we walking into the dance right now, or were we at some earlier point in the day?
That is a great question. In my mind's eye, it was earlier in the day, but I don't think I set that at all clearly. I was thinking, it's like, is it okay if we do, earlier day kind of thing?
I thought it was a bit earlier. It was that like sort of hour or 2 hours before the dance, where the busybodies are finishing up preparations and so on.
Yes,
cool.
I like
and the
that.
folks who want to get there early are there.
Sounds good.
Cool. Yeah. So absolutely, we're set up.
Right, but not the whole. You guys just need to do like a short set so that we can have fun around it. But yes,
Right.
Okay. Cool. Good. Awesome.
Oh, Ruby, hey, do you know if, and I'll like loop her in, do you know if Battlecry or Charlie, if they've gotten a date together yet for tonight?
Oh, I don't think Charlie likes boys, so I don't think they're going together.
Okay.
Oh wait,
That's not
do
what
you
I
mean
asked.
if either of them alternately have dates?
Yes.
So Charlie, no, she's still kind of new in school,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think she's really connected with anybody other than her team. And Clarence and William, Battlecry and Sloth, they're like bro coding it and going or something. I really don't. I'm not sure, but they're not.
It's
They
just
don't have
such a
dates.
lost opportunity. Boys are so dumb sometimes.
She looks at Viridian and says, "Yeah, kind of. Sometimes, not always, but yes."
Sometimes. I'm being fair.
I bite my thumb and
I
make
stick out my
some
tongue.
annotations. I talked over Anil. Sorry.
Cool, thanks. I'll gesture to Anisha and Anil.
I'm like furiously making equations.
And what are you doing, Viridian? Did you freeze, Paul? You with us?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I am doing my best not to smack Anisha in the head again.
I just want to add that there's now a slight shimmer in the air around Anisha in anticipation of that.
Haha.
Fool her once.
Nice. I like it. Cool. So I think Unyoung Kim comes bounding into the hallway and tries to tackle hug Marcus, but she weighs a third of him, so it's more of a tackle, jump onto waist, and then climb up.
She's tenacious.
She is. She's small but fierce.
I'll give her a kiss.
She says, I think that I'm going to work with Viridian on a growth potion so that I can be 8 feet tall and taller than you.
It's not all that's cracked up to be.
And
Also, you wouldn't be able to drive your car.
And when were you going to tell me about this?
I just did. Please? just for the dance. Can't you grow me for just the dance? And clothes and all, because Marcus has a point.
I could knock you up some prosthetics.
Ooh, I could be in like a mech suit. That'd be kind of cool.
It's only 2 hours to dance.
You have other priorities.
I go back to equations.
You have 2 minutes before I'm taking away your phone.
I frown and then like tap, and then this little timer counting down 2 minutes appears projected.
You brought this on yourself.
Can I access the internet? Mild stalking. 2 minutes of it.
Sure. What would you like to know?
Subjects of the stalking.
I want to know Vinicius his like when he was being educated, like what the kind of results of that were, you know.
Oh, he scored
IQ tests.
Yeah, he scored above average marks across the board.
Psychological
he will never be as smart as you. Psychological profile, he does tend towards problems with anger at times, but there are a number of tools that have been provided to him to help him to control them, and his progress towards that has been.
Battle cries, educational records.
Straight C's. B and Gym. But that's super gym, so it'd be like an A+ anywhere else.
His what's the word for it? Like detentions and things, and why he got detentions.
Yeah,
discipline record.
Yeah, it's all minor but consistent infractions of talking back to teachers and not a great deal of attention to detail. Being a cocky fucker, that kind of thing. He's not a bad boy, but he's also not. He's kind of the beloved son of Hope Prep.
How much time have I got?
You now have 1 minute left.
I look at Atlas and like frown and again.
What? Is there something on my face?
It's me. No, Kim kisses your cheek again. I could hang here for hours. I don't even care.
Try.
Okay. I'll look weird, but I'll pretend I'm your stole.
Okay, I stop the clock. Atlas. Is Manicius coming?
I mean, he probably could if you invite him. I'm just here because Unyong invited me.
I look to Seraph for guidance.
Call him up. He's the only person who won't be disappointed by how late you're asking him.
That is a plus.
Baby steps. Get him. I like pat her on the back.
Does he have a phone?
You probably gave him one. It's been long enough.
I think he's staying in your little pocket dimension. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So you could just call the dimension.
Yeah.
Alexa, call Pocket Dimension.
Echoes throughout the pocket dimension. Alert, alert. Manicius, will you go out with me?
Just this godlike voice booms through the pocket dimension. Yeah. Municius?
Your presence is required at a social gathering.
Yes, Anisha.
Would you like to come to a social gathering with me?
Yes, I would.
Okay, bye. I hang up.
Is there more information?
If I'm in earshot of this, I'll be like, okay, now you have to tell him where to go and when to get there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. And probably how to dress. Although, frankly, he can come in costume, and that's great, because here we are at Hope Prep.
Okay. Will I get in trouble? He's only 12 months old.
I think it'll be fine.
No
He
one
does look
will
older.
be able to notice.
No one will be able to notice.
Okay.
And he's been cloned, accelerated, educationed. More or
Got
less.
above average. On his
Okay.
tests.
That's good. Hopefully you guys will have fun. Now tell him the stuff. I'm going to go and see if Liz is here.
Benicia goes and tells him stuff.
All right, cool. So do we do like a turn a page and we'll jump forward to the dance? Is anybody have anything like pre-dance stuff they want to do?
They're about to go do something just then.
Was there? Did I miss something?
She was just going off to find Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah, not specific. I do need a short bio break.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we're not exactly at the staple, but we've gotten extra ads. It's an annual, so we can take extra breaks. It's 11 after. Let's take a nice 9-minute break, so we'll meet you guys at 20 after. So as I continue to watch K-pop videos on YouTube, and it's like, let's suggest you more K-pop videos. Algorithm is hilarious. Sorry, someone's knocking at my door. That someone is a dog. He's just going to come in, sniff my trash, and walk right back out. That's what he does. He just makes the rounds.
Helpful. Yeah.
So it previously had said, "Oh, you like K-pop videos?" It turns out, kind of like America's Top 40 with Casey Kasem, there's a YouTube channel that every week says these were the top 50 videos, K-pop videos. And it shows snippets of the videos and they're moving up or down. If it's a debut, it's quite cool. And I listen to it, and I'll have another YouTube in another tab. And if I like a particular song, I'll look up the full song, listen to it, and then I have a ongoing K-pop playlist, and I'll add it to that. Well, yesterday, because YouTube now knows that I like a lot of K-pop videos, it suggested to me a channel called JHN Studio, and they do 8-bit covers of K-pop songs. But wait, they also do 8 bits like Nintendo style music videos of these songs that also have elements of what look like video games in them. It is hilarious and bizarre. So
You definitely fell through the rabbit hole.
I did.
Excessive and beautiful.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. Oh, you gotta stay here. Okay, stay. He's on his little bed. He's got a bed up here. He's laying in the bed. He just came in, sniffed the trash can, laid in the bed. So now you're stuck. This is your job now. Your job is in that bed. Just sleep and be quiet. He's good. He's pretty bummed. He's bored because son's playing video games and won't interact with him. So came up here to sleep. We're back. And I'll close that window with 8-bit video for BTS's Idol. Okay. It's bizarre, people. Definitely watch it with subtitles on so that you can understand what the little messages are of what they are trying to achieve. It's quite great. Twice as Yes or Yes is probably my favorite of the 5 that I've seen so far, but I think there's a lot. Oh, that rabbit hole. It goes ever deeper. So we turn the page and we see the Hope Prep High School gymnasium, which also has been built for supers type training if necessary. All of the bleachers are pulled back. So you see the parquet flooring, the goal post, like the basketball goals are all kind of retracted up. So you have this big wide open space, and there's the huge stand, the bandstand area where it says "Welcome Hope Prep," and I can't remember what the particular Hope Prep's mascot was. Does anyone remember the mascot, or do we want to just give them a mascot? Maybe they've found out there was some racist connotation or whatever the one it used to be, and now they've switched mascots, or maybe they have a new corporate sponsor.
Maybe it's just some awful anthropomorphic star.
Yes, the stars. There we go. Yeah, the more you know kind of stuff. I love it. And you see the banner for Teenage Gerbil Uprising with all of the little gerbils wearing their cool bandanas, and the one in the front, the paw upraised in a rebellious geek punk style, which I love so much. And you can download on the I95's Games website in a nice phone background, which I currently use still, even now. Although now I'm going to have that thing of do I keep it even though we're not playing anymore? Probably will. Until I take pictures at next Saturday's baseball game, which will probably replace it. $200 well spent, that banner. Some might even call it the Ashley banner. No, they wouldn't. Okay. So we see Teenage Gerbil Uprising playing and singing. I am curious, Ashley, you're of course Ashley.
Right.
What is this song about?
Hmm. I mean, is it an original or is it a cover?
I think
Well,
we
what do
should
you
probably
think?
ask another member of the band. Maybe we ask Neil, is it original or is it a cover?
I think for an event like this, you want, like, we might do one original in the middle, but
Mhm.
a set's mostly going to be covers.
Yeah. So give me a sec to look at my usual things.
So you're saying not Party in the USA?
Not Party in the USA.
So we then cut to near the very front, Sloth and Battle Cry. Sloth screams out, "Come on, but Party in USA!" Because Sloth.
And I'm like, and in fact, we're playing "Take Me Out" because
Oh,
that's
nice.
actually really fun to play.
That is a cool song. I like "Take Me Out" quite a bit. So we cut to, of course, seeing the bizarre size difference between Atlas and Eunyoung Kim as they are dancing. Eunyoung Kim, yeah. Oh, what is she dancing? She's playing the keyboard. Sorry. Thank you very much. You're totally right. Atlas in the stands, towering over many other people. I think maybe there's like a girl who's like, "Can I climb up on your shoulders?" And I don't know, is that something Atlas would do?
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So girl climbs up on Atlas's shoulders. What the hell? It's Liz, right? Because then she could be seen being the #1 fan for TGU. We cut to Anisha. You're waiting for Manicius to show up. Where would you wait for him? Are you like in here listening to the music and waiting? Are you outside waiting for Manicius to come?
I think outside.
Nice. Did you
Limit
send
the
a vehicle?
variables.
Yeah, that's true. Reduced number of complications for Manicius. Did you send a car to him? Is he taking an Uber in, or what? What's the travel plan that you had laid out for him?
I could, Atlas, could you jump from, how many jumps would it take to get from the local shop to Hope Prep? Is that doable? In one jump? A few jumps?
Wait, from where to where?
From basically like where we live, our characters.
From the
to
pocket
Hope Prep.
dimension to the school.
From outside the pocket dimension, to be clear.
Let's see.
That's like a mile at least, I think. Because you're going to have to go across city centers, across South River, across city center, and across the Wading River, or almost to Wading River to get to Hope Prep, which is north end.
It's got to be at least like 30, 40.
40 jumps?
40
Something
jumps.
like that.
Okay, I'm not going to make him do that. I redirect. I imagine the city has some sort of automated garbage collection. It's City of the Future.
Yes.
I redirect one of those for him to ride.
Cool. So you get a notification from the cameras that are you're using to, of course, watch the arrival, and he's not there. He's not riding on the garbage truck that you sent to pick him up. What do you do?
I would like to read a situation.
You'd like to? You think this is assess the situation here? Why don't you
Yes,
do that? Roll plus superior.
Yeah, I got a 10.
Nice.
I assess that. Or
2
yeah.
questions.
Well, how could I best end this quickly? Him not being here.
How can you best end it quickly? So, I think the best way to end it quickly is not to leave the spot that you're at, because you get a text from him saying decided to take Uber, provided transportation was not desired.
Okay. I wait. And I get +1 to waiting.
You do. You wait with so much skill. Uber arrives and outsteps Manicius, except he's like average height. But you recognize Marcus's features on darker hair, slightly darker skin. So you know that this is Manicius. He's dressed in a nice suit coat and slacks. And he comes up the stairs and comes up to you. Is this dress up? I was not entirely sure.
It's a very nice clothes. I was expecting taller.
Oh, I
programmed in my prosthetics for. Well, never mind. But
I can grow and shrink. I'm more advanced than Atlas in many ways.
Cool.
Also, not evil.
I'll try not to rub Atlas's face in the fact that you're superior.
It's good. I like to make him feel good. He's a good little brother.
Should we go in?
Yes, I've been programmed with what dancing is, but I've never actually done it. It sounds like this music is danceable, although I would prefer Party in the USA.
We can ask.
That is a good idea. Do they take requests?
There will be a DJ after the set.
That's right. There will be a DJ after the set.
We'll see if I can hack the DJ then. I was going to just hack the playlist, but
oh yeah, nice.
But if there's DJ,
there's a moment where Manish just kind of like reaches for your hand. He's not sure if you like going to wrap the tentacles around him or what. How do you manage that?
My hand in its most human shape. The tentacles all approximating a thumb, and fingers hold his hand.
Cool. You guys walk in, and you see Teenage Mutant Gerbil Uprising, and he looks up. Oh, this is your group's band. They're better than I expected.
They're pretty good.
You ever worry that they will get so popular as musicians that they will stop fighting criminals?
Not really.
Does he know Ashley and Seraph? I imagine not, right? So that we can have a reveal, right? So
I'm going to leave that off to Atlas.
Ooh, good question. Would Atlas tell him?
Nope.
So he don't know.
Cool.
Okay. Has he met? He's definitely met Seraph, but has he?
I don't think he's met Ashley. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Seraph is who went to the waffle eating contest.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, Atlas, who won the waffle eating contest? Did we ever resolve that?
I think Mauritius did.
Yeah, it seems about right.
He's bigger.
He is
Or
bigger. When he was big.
was.
Atlas, you see a small Unicius come into the gym with armature. You've got Liz on your shoulders still.
I mean, I'm imagining the frame where like they're standing right across from each other, and Atlas is looking down, and she's looking up, and like Atlas just does. What?
Mm.
You didn't. It wasn't the sword that did this, right? You shouldn't
No.
trust it. Huh?
Oh, no, I do not play with Frogrock. That is yours, brother. Dr. Solace gave me density and size control. She wished to give it to you, but I understand you do not trust her.
Not a lot of trust for that woman going around.
I
Atlas still
understand.
grinds his teeth, but like.
Cool. And then up on stage, Onyoon Kim screams towards like Anil. It's like there's a brief break between songs, and she screams to Anil, "Hey, he could get short. That sucks."
I just chuckle.
It's totally not fair.
We'll figure something out.
Right. How's the spell coming along? Growth potion. Growth potion.
I hit a few strikes on the crash symbol.
Yeah, it's time to cue into the next song.
Nice. Yeah, it's like I imagine totally like she hits the keyboard licks that strike up a Van Halen song, you know, because those have the best keyboard solos of all rock songs that I've ever heard. He's now climbed out of his bed and is on the floor beside it, but trying to make his bed into a pillow for his head. Who knows? So you guys kick into the next song, and Manicius and Atlas, you have your thing, and I think Liz kind of pats your head a little bit and says, hey, can you turn and face if you don't mind?
I feel like some sort of pack animal.
And Liz just having a good time, and she was trying to be polite, but she super wanted to see her girlfriend play. And so Meducius will look to you, Armature, and say, shall we try the dancing thing now?
We can try the dancing thing.
Good. I hope you're not very good, so that we can equally fail at this at the same level.
I can make no promises.
Okay. And how Manucci's a little stiff. I mean, he's gifted athletically through his genetic coding, but it's just these movements are not immediately intuitive for him. What about Armature? How do you dance? I would imagine you're incredibly flexible, if nothing else.
I think since her control is very think what she wants to do, and her body does it, or at least the prosthetics do, she can do a pretty decent dance. I think she does a little bit of helping Manicius with like kind of some tentacles wrap around and kind of just adjust him and try and get him to be a little less stiff.
Cool. And I don't know if you guys have heard 1984 by Van Halen in quite a while. There's a whole album, but there is a opening track, and I think that's what is going down right now, as Oh Young Kim is just busting out all the synthesizer moves, and then she reaches underneath her keyboard and she pulls out these huge colored gauntlets, and evidently she seeded this out to a few people in the crowd because the people are like starting to pay attention, and there's a few people going glow glow, and she shoves on the gauntlets and then holds out her hands and starts playing, and her gauntlets start to glow brighter and brighter colors, and then she throws, like, gestures towards the sky, and this striation of lights, this spell out glow bug, appear over the heads of all the kids, and of course they're going crazy, right? This is very rave like light show stuff. Was this planned, Ashley, or is this a thing that On Young Kim's just thrown out there?
It was planned.
Nice. Cool. Love it. Love it.
Even if it had to be like, Onion, what is that? Like the latest rehearsal.
Glowbug now! Glowbug!
So, to be clear, this is probably like about 40% of what the original effect would have been. We had to tone it down because we were afraid that people would get disoriented.
Was there some like concussive force to it the first time?
You like blow everybody to the floor.
Yeah.
Yes. It sounds
I'd be
awesome.
like, I'm glad we did that in rehearsal. Let's never do it ever again.
It's like pictures of Ashley's hair standing on end for a moment. Yeah, I think that she flows straight from the opening of 1984 to Jump. And Ashley's singing Jump sounds hilarious to me. So in my mind's eye, that's what I really want you guys to cover. So it also has, again, more kick-ass keyboards. What else do we see in the set? We'll start to kind of speed things along through your set so that you guys can get out and mix with the crowd.
Curious, Ashley, what's our original?
I think our original is a song titled Interdimensional Slide. And indeed, it's surface reading. It's about traveling between dimensions, but deeper reading is that it's about the different lives that everyone lives as a modern person, public and private.
Nice. I love it. And what is before or after that? Because you guys said you wanted to put it in the middle. So what's the song, Anil, that you guys kind of bring out the show, like finish off your set with for TGU?
I have no idea. Jen, would you like to contribute?
Let's see, lots of high energy stuff. Honestly, I think the Martin Solveig Boys and Girls doing a cover of that
Awesome.
is a pretty good lead out song.
Nice.
I
think by that
Dimitri
point,
and Ashley both get to do vocal singing.
That's cool. I like that a lot. And by second or third song, Manish is starting to become more comfortable with dancing, and it's not bad at it. I think Liz kind of hops off of your shoulders, Atlas, and asks you to dance, but it's mostly like fun dancing, friend dancing kind of deal. The idea of like romantic dancing in front of your significant others would be foolish. So yeah, that's not a thing that happens. So you guys finish up your set and some house music comes in. Oh yes, there's a moment.
I actually gesture to the DJ as everybody else is putting their instruments in the racks or whatever, I gesture to the DJ to hold off for 1 second, and just as once Onion takes off the gauntlets, I start playing a really, really complicated cross rhythm just on the toms. So it's like one hand's in 7/4, one hand's in 5/4. It's getting, and as I keep playing, little bands of green light circle around Onion, and she starts to grow. It will only probably last for a song or two, but I couldn't say no.
Yes. I think you are wielding your powers. I mean, we could just do it as color if you don't want to have to roll for it. It's totally cool with me.
I would rather just keep it as color.
Sounds good. Awesome. So you unleash those powers for a small cantrip. She grows in size, as do her eyes, and she bounds, boom, 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 bounds off of the stage, jumps down, maybe leaves like one of those parquet wooden tiles are crushed by her foot. She's like, oops. And then Tackle hugs Atlas with a little bit more authority.
I think this is the first time she actually managed to knock Atlas over.
Whoops, sorry, I'm way bigger. This is awesome. Hey, what's up with short stuff over there? She says. She points at Mauritius. Pats his head.
He can grow and shrink.
Atlas just grumbles like, he can grow.
It's not fair, but I like you the way you are. You're the only Atlas I've ever known.
Thanks. But
cool.
I also like you the way you are normally. Just saying.
Cool. As the DJ music kicks in, we see Selena Slimeball come slithering out to onto the dance floor, and I think Lizzie kind of hopped off of his shoulders because otherwise that would have been really weird because she would have got knocked down. So Liz will make her way over to
dancing. So
yeah. So Liz will make her way around to chat with Ashley, and we see over by the punch bowl and the buffet table is Ashley's mother, who of course is here as a chaperone, along with Anil's mother, Mooncaller. The two of them are chatting amiably, although they don't know. Like Mooncaller doesn't know Ashley Seraph connection, so she doesn't.
Yeah, she does.
She does?
Yeah.
Mooncaller knows. Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Mooncaller, Neil's mom. Yeah, she knows.
Huh. Dang it, man. Everyone knows. You have the worst secret ID.
Hey, none of the school administration knows.
None of the school administration knows. That's true. So the two of them are chatting, and
Liz's parents.
Oh God, that's true. Well, then Liz's dad is going to be here, so they're all chatting amiably. I think Liz's dad and Ashley's mom, like the two of them, are friendly. You know,
she did help him buy his house here in Halcyon City. So
there you go. Yeah, it's that realtor-friendly thing of like, yeah, you guys are friendly, but I also paid you thousands upon thousands of dollars to do this job for me. But you're a pro, so I got a good house. And it's mixed feelings with dealing with your realtor thing. Yeah, at least that I personally have had in the past. It's good. Selena comes out onto the stage and not the stage, the dance floor, and then slithering out there is Project Diffuse as well. The two of them kind of intermingle in an odd way, as they don't necessarily need to hold particular single shape. This is, again, we saw at the wedding that Project Diffuse could appear as human, as it were, snakes in a trench coat. This Diffuse is not so much on that. It's a weird sight. I imagine that they get kind of that perimeter area as people move back, and Sloth will say, "Oh, that's weird, man." That's real weird. Cool. So, Anil, what are you doing?
I am dancing with Ruby Fontaine.
Nice. Yeah, I think Ruby complimentary. That new song is really cool, and it's like great stuff. Do you guys ever worry about Ashley though, and the kind of talking openly about super stuff?
She calls her own shots. I trust her far more than I trust me on whether she should write the stuff she writes.
Fair. I kind of like to interview you guys for the paper, since the dance and everything. Is that cool?
Which you guys?
Well, like you, and Ashley, and One Young Kim, aka Glowbug, and in this other guy.
The band. Okay.
Sorry, too super random there.
Not. You know what? Let's maybe another day. Let's keep the dance for us.
Okay.
And I kiss her on the forehead.
All right. Well, convinced me. How's it feel having your dad back?
I've slept a lot better. Pretty relieved, to be honest. But things are in pretty serious flux right now, so we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if my life is with the Arcanists or there's another path. So, a lot to figure out.
Yeah, but I mean, it's already asked so much of you. Can't you just finish high school before you have to do all this stuff?
I'm not sure that the universe is going to let me do that, but I'll finish high school. No worries.
If you end up being that superhero with a GED, I'll be super pissed at you.
Okay.
I mean, if it happens, it happens, but it'd be nice if you could finish high school with me.
That's my plan.
Cool. And then we check to another panel with Ashley, and Elizabeth meets up with you. Curious, how is Ashley dressed for this party?
Kind of a bold, like, burgundy jacket over a sort of silvery blue-gray patterned shirt with like a nice slick colored tie, like a couple of big feather earrings, and a bit of like accent makeup over her eyes, and yeah, like those sort of gray, neatly pressed slacks, stylish socks, polished sort of red-brown shoes.
Nice.
So tidied up.
Sounds good. Sounds really nice. I think Liz would go a little more femme, wearing a dress. Definitely made to match yours. It is 100% that you guys are in sync, dress and slacks and color scheme wise. Maybe she even has a pair of pumps that are the exact same color as your red brown shoes there. And she says, "You saw my dad and your mom chatting, right?"
They do that.
Yeah, right. Still weird though.
I mean, what's weird about it? They're similar ages and they know each other.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Those
How's your
statements are true.
How are your parents doing lately?
I mean, they're never. They're fine. Oh, yeah. Do you know they aren't? Have never been 100% comfortable with us. So, they're fine. They've accepted it. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, if
I still love them. It's
yeah, of course. I'm not. Maybe your dad is trying to decide whether he thinks that my mom and I are good people. Who knows?
well. I mean, your mom did help him find our kick-ass house, so I would hope so. Can you tell me more about this amusement park thing?
My mom bought the whole property and helped invest in getting it back up off the ground. Then she got maybe a little too much say in how the operators themed everything.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But are you thinking that girlfriend of the daughter of the main poobah gets lifetime VIP passes? Is that a thing?
To ask her, I can ask her. We can probably make it happen.
Maybe we get a couple previews of the park before it opens to the public, and we get to ride roller coasters all by ourselves.
Well, I mean, you can ride the Seraph anytime you want for free.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, I think, you know what? I think that we could at least, if we can't get you a lifetime pass, we should probably do some kind of big opening party thing. I know I can get my mom behind that because getting the grand opening to go off right's a big deal.
Right. Like how when they're going to open a restaurant and they have like select, VIP early entry where they go through the things and hope that the food doesn't suck. We'll be those people. We'll be the test. We'll be the test audience.
Exactly. And it's very exclusive.
I am a fan of this idea.
Good.
Have you started thinking about college, Ash?
Yeah, actually. Do you want to go over some stuff this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. I mean, when I moved into town, I thought that I was going to be leaving town to go to school because, there's LA, and then there's U of M, and then there's New York when it comes to really good musical programs. But now I'm not so sure. Now I might want to try to stay in city.
Halcyon School of the Arts is a very fine arts program.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
We'll have to take a close look.
Cool. So we swing around to Manisha. Manisha has suggested that you go to the buffet table.
We go to the buffet table.
Good. Since I've watched a number of movies on high school, so this punch is likely spiked with alcohol.
I put my finger in and get a readout.
It is not spiked with alcohol.
No.
Then someone will be aware of that, and then they will spike the alcohol, saying that they need to make it a real party.
We could wait before drinking it.
Do you have liquid dispensers in any of your tentacles?
Nothing you want to drink. Like one, just like a little cloud of like liquid nitrogen kind of goes from the tip of one. And then it kind of closes.
Oh, I mean, is there any way that you? It's. I thought we could spike the punch. It will make us cool.
Every movie I've seen does agree with that.
That's when diffuse kind of diffuse comes slithering up, and the eyes kind of pop up to about head level. I've been eavesdropping upon this conversation. I volunteer to spike the punch. I wish to be cool.
Okay. No higher than 30% proof.
30% proof, 15% alcohol. Understood.
Okay.
And then Project Diffuse will move up to the buffet table, drawing the eyes of all of the chaperones. And then you'll see this several tentacles kind of sneak underneath the table and come up from the other side as these tentacles are coming over and grabbing like a biscuit and a little hors d'oeuvre and start to build a plate. It looks like Mooncaller's totally onto this. What do you do?
I've noticed this.
Yes, you're rather sure that Project Diffuse's ninja spiking techniques are likely going to fail unless you intervene in some way. What do you do?
I think I'm collating movie tropes. I think I'm like, oh, Project Diffuse. Wait. Yeah. The people who spike the drink usually get led away by their ear by some sort of authoritarian figure. We shouldn't do this.
Diffuse turns and says,
At least 65% of the time. I don't like those odds.
The tentacles slither down from the other side. This is disappointing. What is it that I need to do to be cool? I wish to impress my date.
Well, you've already danced.
The expressions on the faces of people who were observing our dancing was not delight.
I mean, there's be the underdog for most of the movie, then punch the bully. Don't do that. I could ask Atlas to pretend to be a bully.
Atlas is very large.
You can take a few blows.
Please advise if Atlas has become the bully so that I may punch him. My date is Selena Slimeball. Perhaps he could pick on her. I can provide a number of insults.
No, don't be the insulter.
No, for the bully. I will provide Atlas insults towards Selena Slimeball.
Okay. Manicius?
Yes.
Could you go big again and challenge Project Diffuse over wanting to dance with Selena Slimeball?
I could, but unfortunately it would rip this very nice coat. as well as my slacks. I do not have a super suit.
Wait a second. I run over to Alice. Alice, I need to borrow your super suit.
What?
I need to borrow your super suits. Give me the super suits.
Why?
Municius needs to wear it so he can shapeshift to larger size, so he can be the bully for Project Diffuse to look cool in front of Selena Slimeball, thereby gaining status.
Anyone who wants to overhear this may overhear this.
But
So I need a super suit.
that's bad for my brand.
I could spray paint the suit.
That's bad for the suits.
I could build you new suits. A better suit.
Yeah, we'll dance past it around this point, Ruby and I.
Much appreciated.
And like I'm on one of those dog training shows on public television, I say no to Unisha. This is a bad idea.
I'm not a fan.
Look, okay. Anil, making a suit bigger is much easier than making a person bigger, right?
This is not the thing that's the bad idea. The whole thing is a bad idea. Think of how many things could go wrong. And why would you want to insult poor Selena Slimeball?
Oh no, we're not insulting Selena Slimeball. We're going to insult Project Diffuse.
Just stop. Just enjoy the dance.
But I want Project Diffuse to have a good time.
And at that point, we dance away.
Oh man, I was gonna say, don't you want to use your influence to tell him how the world, or tell Armature how the world works? I was just waiting for a moment to suggest that. Nope, you're letting it go. All right. Meanwhile, Manicius and Project Diffuse are over near the bleachers, chatting to each other about how they're going to stage this fight.
Can I inject the idea that Selena Slimeball is just like literally standing behind Project Diffuse at this moment, like she just walked up, kind of slithered over, and heard all this, and we realized.
Yeah, I think that's. She kind of slithers in and has a few words of Project Diffuse, and you see the eyes turn towards her, and the two of them are chatting back and forth for a little bit. And Manicius walks away and comes over towards you. I think our plan has been foiled.
I think so.
I'm sorry.
I think this is probably better. I mean, I'm not sure what the structural integrity of this room is. And, you know.
It is for a supers high school. I would imagine that it's quite strong.
You're definitely above average. I say approvingly.
Thank you. You are far superior.
I can't change my density.
It's true, but I think if you put your mind to it, you find a way. You are very ingenious.
I mean, I do have your DNA samples, so.
There's a long list of individuals who have my DNA samples.
Well,
but I trust them with you.
I link arms and lead him to the dance floor again.
Cool. So I think we are going to jump forward, like we turn the page and we jump forward again to the church. See some more individuals come filtering into the church. It's kind of divided up. We see a number of superpower beings are on the left-hand side, and a lot of normal individuals are on the right-hand side. The folks that are in dresses and suits and the like. And we see amongst the mundane crowd. I'm just trying to think. Like I started to say, a couple of folks that probably be on the super side. So we see, in particular, I think that we see Liz's mother. We see Unyoung Kim is here, but she sits on the mundane side. We also see Manicius is here and seated, and he looks nice in a suit, and he's regular sized. Who else do we see coming in and having a seat? A seat. Let's just call upon Anil.
A person that we have encountered before. Well, we like thrown half of everybody we know in jail.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That wasn't a terribly fair question. You know, we can.
It's 5 years later. Maybe they're out.
Yeah.
Rehabilitated.
I'm trying not to say one thing because I'm trying to angle for it as the happy couple.
Ooh.
But I'm looking.
Okay.
I've got one.
Okay.
One of the soldiers of Norix the Devourer.
Oh, nice, nice. Yes, I love it. Yeah, one of the.
Or maybe there's actually the three. Was there three or something?
Yeah, there were three.
The three, they're all sitting together.
Oh yes, I love it. I love it. And of course, they're on the super side because they look very inhuman. That's adorable. They are dressed in their greatest formal soldier outfits, I think, because they want to look good to impress. And yeah. I think Unyoung Kim goes up and she sits down at the keyboard and starts playing some music, right? And people start to form together, and like people are moving from the foyers and moving up to have seats. And then we cut away from that. And anything else you guys wanted to do at the dance? Anything we haven't touched on? The scenes folks want to have? Good. So
Pretty good. That was a lot of dance.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Maybe coming out of Seraph to Unyoung Kim, but this seems like a weird time to do it. So,
what kind of situation could force that to happen? There could be something to do with a growth potion going wrong. There could be Sarah's father showing up. I don't know. It seems like it would have to be some kind of dangerous situation before Ashley would appear as Seraph.
Or Unyoung is just like, it's weird how you always leave band practice whenever Anil leaves. And Atlas.
So it starts off in the bathroom, and Ashley, you were just coming out of a stall, and Unyoung Kim is there washing her hands, and she says, "So there's something weird. I've noticed it, and I'm okay with it, whatever, but it's just weird, and I feel left out."
Okay, what's up? I look up at her for once.
Every time that Atlas leaves, when he comes to watch us practice, when Atlas leaves and Anil becomes Viridian and takes off, you just kind of disappear too. Are you embarrassed of their superpowers or something, Ashley? I mean, you go to a super high school. I thought you would be cool with it. She kind of bends down to be able to look at herself in the mirror.
Well, the truth is, I'm Seraph.
What?
Yeah, I'm on the team.
She reaches over and touches your back gingerly. There are wings in there?
Technically, they're stored in the fragment of eternal and infinite light that is inside of me. But, yes.
She puts on her gauntlet and she shoots at the door, and like you see this like light lock around. She goes, do it, show me, Seraph. I totally want to see.
Oh my god, okay, fine. And then I do it. I totally do it.
Sweet. There's like heavenly light that shines down from nowhere as we have this cool magical girl transformation sequence, right?
Yeah.
Nice. And she just one gauntlet on, one gauntlet off. Like, that is so cool. Man, poor Dimitri. He's like the only schmo on the whole band.
I know.
And now I'm Glowbug and Giant.
Right.
Poor guy. He must feel super inferior.
I don't know. I think that Dimitri feels pretty good about himself, regardless of any reality.
That's true.
Which is good in a front man.
Yeah. Although that song you wrote is way better than covers.
Working on more, it just takes a while.
Well, keep working on it.
Yeah, of course.
Pat your shoulder. Man, she squeezes your arm. Wow. You are so stacked. Like way stronger than I mean, I just thought you were just, a flyer and stuff, but man, we gotta like train together now that I got my Glowbug gauntlets.
Sure, if you want to go around and do some patrols or something, I'm game.
Patrols?
Sure. Yeah, I can probably loop somebody else into it too.
She slowly shrinks down like half a foot. She's like, oh crap, this is wearing off. I need to go hook up with Atlas. I mean, go see Atlas.
Okay, have fun.
Waves her gauntlet and the light lock just evaporates and she dashes out. Cool. Is that satisfactory?
I think that's it. Scene.
Awesome. Cool. Scene. Awesome. So let's look at our list. So mentoring diffuse badly with another PC around. Check. School dance. Check. Book of dates. Deal with that. Check. Glowbug's debut. Check. All right. So the things that I have left on my checklist: sparring with Manicius. Not check. Seraph's dad appearance. Sophia's 5 coins, the Denarian coins, and the fallout with the Transcendent Crusaders. These are all things that we need to get off of our checklist here. I think we skip ahead to post dance. I don't know, street clothes. What we want to do, but let's go to the storage unit where the 5 coins are stored. Maybe we'll just pick up and we'll deal directly with the 5 silver coins. Who is with you, and are you Ashley or Seraph?
I think I'm going as Ashley, at least to go in, because I don't know, just being Seraph in a storage unit.
Fair enough.
They're cramped places, people are in and out. It just seems a little too much. I don't know who wants to be there with me. Yeah, I was thinking Viridian too. Let's do it.
Seems appropriate. Anyone else with you?
Honestly, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. That works for me. You know, one thing that we had on a previous note, did we ever deal with Anisha turning 16? Did we ever have that on screen? I think we did.
No.
I'm just double checking my notes to see if there were any other checklists that I threw out there. Good. So, yeah. All right. So you have the key to the storage unit. It's there. It's one of those kind of the front. It's a. So I'm going to imagine it's a locker that's in climate controlled areas, so poured concrete floors, buzzing overhead light, and one of those roll. Kind of the roll. It's not like a roll top desk, except it's for freaking storage unit.
Yeah.
Corrugated metal on the interior of the wall. Sorry. Okay. You guys roll that open, and you see there's a number of like old furniture, suitcases, like a mannequin with some kind of leather jacket on it with these metal shoulder plates that look obtuse. And you guys come in, and I'm curious, what is one potential, and I'm going to ask a couple folks not in the scene, so I will ask Atlas, what is one potential like Easter egg of some kind of comic book related thing that you see in the background of the storage unit as we kind of glance it over? So a little bit of something snuck in there, like in the comic book top 10, where you'd see these weird little bits that could be very canon puncturing, but fun delight for comic book nerds.
I mean, there's gonna be an action figure in the background.
Nice. Is the action figure of someone from any of the games we've played, or an actual like action figure of a comic book that we as regular people know?
Oh yeah, no, it should be like definitely. What was his name again? The delinquent. God damn it.
Loki.
Are you thinking Kid Ragnarok has an action figure?
Yes, Kid Ragnarok action figure with psychic cycle, right? The psychic trike.
Okay,
that
makes
Yes, I would so get
it's
that.
It's really cheap, and he did it for money.
He did. He's so
okay.
And then I'll ask. I'll ask Armature, what is another thing that we see in the storage unit before we have, like, it's a thing that we see in the background as Armature pulls out the small little case and opens it up to see the 5 silver coins.
I want it to be like some sort of Bronze Age robotic minion deactivated.
Nice.
Really, low budget Doctor Who. Like 70s Doctor Who robot.
Nice. So kind of like K9, almost looks like a trash can, but has a few baubles glued onto it. Deal. Okay, sweet. So you open this up, Armature. You see there with little ribbons.
Armature's not here.
Sorry, I used the wrong name. I was talking to Armature and my brain didn't transition. I apologize. Ashley was an A name. I was at least close with a letter, so I'll give myself partial credit. Ashley, you open up the small case. It's black velvet and little indentations in each of them, little ribbons that have been tied over. And you see that there are some angelic script on kind of written. You remember the silvery pens? I can't remember what they're called, but like the paint pens that you could use to write on nearly any. I know, so many A's. Yeah, one of those things is written with a little angelic script on each of the ribbons. The silver coins all appear to be of the same denomination, right? They're from the same lot, as it were, but they're all in different levels of being aged. There's one that you can see just a hint of silver, one that's nearly black from age and not being polished or cleaned. All of them have little rents or scuffs in them in different areas. This is obviously ancient coins. What do you do?
Phew. Wow. Well, I close up the case and go, this is it. I guess we lock this back up and say goodbye to that really cool jacket. Goodbye, jacket.
That is a really cool jacket.
Right?
Nobody's watching. You guys can take that cool jacket.
I know she'd forgive me if I took it.
It would totally fit Ashley.
I just can't do it. And I'll pull the door down and get the lock back on.
Cool.
And just go, yeah, did you open it back up again? Because I closed it too soon. Do you recognize any of this, Anil?
Well, I peep my peepers at them, and I'm going to. No, I'll just. What would this be? An assess? Rich, or I
that's
could.
a fair question. I kind of
Or
imagine
it could be wield.
I was thinking wield just because of your particular power set seems appropriate. Would be able to wield.
And I should be able to just read the angelic text. Because
Yes, you can.
I want to see what vibe I get off of these, so I would like to wield, if you don't mind.
That sounds awesome. It looks like a 7.
It does look like a 7.
On a hit, you choose 1.
Right.
And I think we need a little creativity with it. I think what you're trying to do is create something useful from your environment.
Yes.
It feels like to me.
Which is knowledge with which to move forward.
Exactly. You have done some research leading up to this because, Ashley doesn't do things impulsively, and so you have that opportunity. These are 5 of the 30 silver coins that legend says were paid for the betrayal of Christ. And in it are the souls of fallen angels. So the fallen, or the Denarians, are part of an order that have been cursed to reside within these coins, or can be pulled back into them. And it is said that each coin holds an individual angel, and there, by looking at them, you can name them. So you know the names of each of the 4. So I will type it into chat in just a moment, but it's Imariel, Lashel, Magog, Namshel, and Siluriel. And I'll throw those in to the... I'll actually put it because the Roll20 is a little bit more permanent, and I'll later put it in the NPC list.
cool. You're muted, Paul.
That's quite a lineup.
Yep.
I, off the top of my head, I can't think of any reason that we would want these permanently.
Yeah, I'm thinking about calling my dad and just handing them off to him.
That makes sense.
All right, well,
Do you want me to go with you, or will that be awkward?
Dad, come along. I like to call him in from a really high spot. So I was thinking mountains or...
Would it be too on point to go to the top of the cathedral? Or is that not high enough?
It's not high enough.
Do we return to that mountaintop that kind of overlook part of the park and the city itself, where you had
Yeah, I think so.
been before? Cool. Sweet. So it sounds like a fireside chat.
Yep.
Awesome. Your father, we see the shaft of light, and we hear the angels sing as he descends from on high, and he looks at you, and of course he has that smile, that approving smile as he sees you, and he looks over at you, Anil. And I know we haven't seen Anil meet him on screen. Are you imagining that this is the first time that you have seen her father ever?
I am, yes.
Okay. He approaches you and extends a hand. Anil Hara, the next Magister. It is a pleasure to meet you.
That remains to be seen, but I'll take his hand. As firm a grip as I can manage while pretending not to be trembling with awe.
I am Ariel.
It is an honor.
Thank you. We each serve the symphony in our own ways, and you are a very important individual to this city and this reality. It is a pleasure to meet you. Daughter, you look
Well,
very
Father?
nice.
Thank you.
Why have you called upon me? How may I help you?
I have these in my possession, and I'll bring out the case and open it up. And I wasn't certain what to do with them.
I cannot bring them with me to heaven. They have been expelled for now and forevermore. They are no longer part of the symphony. They are Denarians. They have been cast out from heaven. They once walked among us. He runs his fingers over each of the coins. I was friends with each of them. We sang together and played together. They did not see the light, or they saw that it should be well wielded in different ways. How did you come to the possession of these? And are there more that you know of?
I don't know that there are any more that I could simply reach out and grasp like these, but I did someone a favor, and they thought that I might be interested in them in return.
I see.
A very talented thief.
I see. Would imagine that these would be very valuable to the wrong kind of people. For now, I would suggest that you approach the team known as the Exemplars. They have, over their many exploits, taken possession of very powerful artifacts and have developed a methodology for storing them. Also, if you are willing to keep this duty to yourself and your friends, it is possible that the extra dimensional space created by your friend, Nisha, could be a suitable way of keeping them away from the wrong hands. Lastly, Castle Blackstone has a great many artifacts. It may even be missed there for many years. But those two options mean that you are taking the responsibility upon yourself, albeit amongst your team, the Exemplars, will be a way for you to avoid that.
There's no reconciled future for these angels?
None that I see. Sadly, you cannot unfall. I would love to say that there is hope. But in this, I do not see it. What do you wish to do, daughter?
I close the case. I suppose that I'll have to see who's willing to collaborate with me on keeping these safe.
If there's anything that I can do, you know that I am here for you.
Fine.
And then he'll move forward and kind of slide his arms deftly around your wings to give an angel-to-angel hug, which, for non-practiced angels could be a little bit of finagling.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted from the scene?
Nope, I'll just say farewell and then probably turn to Anil and go, I guess, do you want to hold on to these hand grenades, or do we trust the Exemplars to keep them? Do we feel like Anisha's not going to poke and prod them because they're magic and she hates that?
Why don't I propose this? I'll take them home for now, and we can talk about it as a team afterwards.
That's a good idea.
But it seems to me that spending too much time in contact with things like these could have deleterious effects. Like, devil radiation.
Sure.
So I'll be happy to put them in our vaults for now.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me meet your father.
Of course, I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of time, but he makes some. He's cool.
Yep, seems like it.
I used to see a lot more of him when I was small, but
I'm pondering. Like, Viridian gets quiet for a moment, says, and doesn't actually say, but he's clearly pondering what it would be like to be a 9-year-old kid and have your angel father drop by after your birthday party. And then decides there's no way he can express whatever that image brought to his mind. So
Yeah, like there used to be dad weekends, and those were a whole thing. Well,
Dad weekends tickle me. Like the idea of young Ashley and Dad weekend sounds pretty darn neat.
Yep.
Good.
All right.
We're good to move.
That's it.
Awesome. So we turn the page and we see Atlas. We see the kind of the fist coming towards the panel, and the next panel that we see is Manish is like shrinking down, and the fist flying over his head and missing, and then he comes up and grows while punching you in the side, and then we pull back and we see that Armature is here as well as Onyon Kim, and it's in the pocket dimension area, which everything's kind of been moved to the side for you guys to spar. So I mark another thing off of my checklist. And Manish is, as he punches you in the side, he kind of steps back and says, again, I believe Dr. Solace's notes and Armature could assist you to gain this ability, brother.
How big do you go?
And that's when we see the kind of the thing, and he grows up to about 8 feet tall, just a little bit taller than you. Anything larger becomes more difficult for managing the space and the density.
And then Atlas says, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And then he goes in for the legs.
Nice. Do you actually want to directly engage a threat here?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get some rules going.
Yay! Die rolls.
Like character sheet. Oh, come on, Corin. This is not the time. Boop. That's a 9.
A 9. Nice. So on a hit, Trey blows, and on a 7 to 9, you get to pick one.
I mean, I want to take something from him. His balance.
His balance. Nice. Okay, cool. So you absolutely do. Like you throw an uppercut, and he starts to fall back, but he's able to, with this last bit, he kicks you in the side, and it throws you across the room. And what the heck? You're trading blows, so I want you to take a powerful blow as he falls to the ground. What you said came true. He did fall pretty hard. That could be funny. Do we want? No, I want you to take a powerful blow. Damn it.
That's fine. An 8.
Ooh, an 8. That's not bad. On a 7 to 9, you lash out verbally and provoke a teammate to foolhardy action. You give ground. Your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain and mark a couple conditions.
The cat's really being
taking a powerful tail.
Yes. Oh, stop it. I mean, I'm giving ground.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, you give ground, you fall down as well, and he stands back up and says, "That was a very good hit, brother. A very good hit." He looks over to Armature.
You're being condescending.
I am being condescending, Anisha.
Yes, Unisha is the expert when it comes to being condescending.
I've taught him well.
She's extremely intelligent. You should take notes from her.
You should.
This is sort of this is an out of character dilemma because I'm like, am I going to make 2 people my rival? Because
and then you hear, wield me. We will defeat him.
By the way, is Glowbug here?
Yeah. Glowbug, she's all gauntleted up and everything. She's super into this. I think she'd probably say, don't listen to him. He's just trying to get under your skin. It's like, trash talk. He's trash talking. Ignore it. You're better.
Can't size change.
Still better. Smarter. More handsome. Blonde is better.
I think.
Call upon me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think Atlas is definitely like he's probably doing. He's probably taking a fighting stand and going like, doing a little more fierce like. Oh.
All right.
He's definitely getting ready to show, like, sure, you can shapeshift, but do you have swords?
Do you have swords? Sweet. So you tap into Eldritch powers. Roll plus freak. This is going to charge forward towards you. We see the onomatopoeia. Boom, boom, boom.
I even have I made a button for Frigorog. So it's a 9.
You rolled a claymore. Nice. Cool. So on a 7 to 9, the Eldritch power you tap into takes influence over you. So it's already had influence because in issue 2 it took influence over you before, so it gets to rearrange your labels. Let's see, what is it going to move up? Your danger is locked. Your savior is locked. Both of those are locked? Wow. I guess it's going to move up your freak and move down your mundane. Please make those adjustments. So what does it look like when you defeat Manicius with Ragnarok?
It's like suddenly while Atlas is standing there, and then suddenly like in his right hand, like one frame it's not there, and then the next frame suddenly like it's there with like a little bit of a flash effect around it.
Yeah.
And then there's like a purple eldritch bolt just hitting Manicius square in the chest, knocking him back.
Sweet. Yeah, he goes back a couple steps and falls down to his butt. He is soundly defeated and looks upon you wielding Fragrak with wicked glint in your eye. And he reaches down. He's got that, opposite Atlas super suit, but he looks at him. An excellent hit, brother.
I told you magic is not allowed in the bubble.
Well, what do you call the shape changing?
That's the power derived from genetic manipulation.
It's science, brother.
Science, magic, it's all the same.
Stink eye.
I'll say it in front of you, and I'll say it in front of Viridian. It's all the bloody same.
I think that's when Viridian walks in and gets to hear that, right? And with Seraph walking right behind, you guys have just finished up with handing over the coins, maybe, timing-wise. And you see that Marcus, a.k.a. Atlas, is wielding Fragrak, which your mother, the last we saw, your mother was keeping it safe and away. But it seems like maybe that's not true anymore.
Reconsidering putting the Denarians in the vault.
Any technology advanced enough is something like that.
Indistinguishable from magic. Yeah,
Yes.
we get. Yeah.
Thanks.
Of course. Well,
Both of you are a strange bunch of mages or scientists, whatever.
I'm not a mage.
well, we just put 5 demons into a vault. How were you?
I think there's only one.
Manicius was kicking Atlas's ass until he cheated.
Malicious cheats, yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's a nice sword, brother.
I'm not sure why it keeps talking to me, but I've started to. I don't know. He's not that bad.
I need a scabbard so that you may carry me always.
Don't push your like. Of course, they don't hear that, but he's basically saying, "Don't push your luck."
Make kind of the attitudinal posture to go along with the raised eyebrow. And just move on.
Cool. So I feel like other than the Transcendent Crusader Fallout, we've filled out our checklist. So I will ask each of you. Like, I think I'll ask Viridian what happens to Mambo as a result of what you guys kind of caught them red-handed doing and all of the nefarious deeds that she was involved in.
Arrested, of course, but also the Voudon order that she was part of is actually quite anti-necromancy, and so they excommunicated her, which means that she's calling only on her own power if she gets out.
Ouch. Excommunicated. She's up there with Sister Occultus and getting the big FU. So then I will ask Seraph, what about Avian? What is the fallout from Avian, his involvement with the Transcendent Crusaders?
I think that the original Avian actually comes to light. Because he's definitely not lost in another dimension. He's laying low from some sort of other semi-related criminal activity. And so our Avian actually handles things with relative aplomb. Trying to help bring the previous Avian to justice and take over the mantle. There's a bit of a will he, won't he stay with the Transcendent Crusaders for a bit. And I'm not entirely sure what comes of that, because I want to hear a bit more Fallout stuff first.
Right. Cool. So then I will ask Armature, what happens to Coppertop, who very visibly committed significant acts of assault and battery upon folks and was kind of the first Transcendent Crusader to fall?
I think I can't imagine a redemption arc for him. He was, yeah, I imagine at a later date him somehow escaping, or there being some incident at the Spike, some event comic, and during that he escaped and returns to the world of Halcyon City later as some sort of mercenary villain,
He never
with
shaves
a
the
bit of a
mustache.
grudge.
He still has
Yeah.
the mustache. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he for some reason thinks that's a good look.
I love it. I love it. That's great. And then last but not least, Atlas, James Williams III, aka Zion, the leader of the Transcendent Crusaders, the orchestrator, the man who was in cahoots with Spider for all of the monies that created the Crusader Tower, and yeah, the Grand Poobah, as it were. What happens to him?
I think he's going to go all Dark Superman. There's probably going to be a moment where Avian and other heroes that's he's been involved with end up fighting him somewhere. And it's going to be destructive and nasty and
oh yeah, cataclysmic. It starts off with the explosion of Crusader Tower, and many people died. And if not, Zion's declaration that if I can't have it, no one shall.
Yes, exactly.
Dark Zion, he keeps the boots though, because they work whether you're hero or villain. Those boots, you guys. And so we, coming near to the end here, we turn the page and we are back in the church. And I thought, you guys tell me if you would rather we use a different method. We could all have everyone roll plus mundane, and whoever is highest gets to say who is walking down the aisle. What do you think? Some guys like that? All right. Cool. So go ahead and roll plus mundane, my friends. I know certain people have advantages, and I'm sorry for that. But I thought mundane was appropriate. Armature looks like she's in the lead here. Viridian, oh, you failed. So it is Armature. Wow. The least mundane of all of you. Somehow her heart comes through. So we hear the music, dun, 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 and then all of a sudden, who is it that we see walking down the aisle, wearing a veil about to be given away?
Okay, I think, and this is because we talked. I think this came to my head because you talked about there being the two sides of the aisle, and one having all like superheroes, and then the one not having superheroes. That it's Liz. I think that's.
I wasn't married to the idea, but I did kind of seed in that possibility. But I was also open to others. I love it. So yes, Liz comes in. She's of course going to be given away by her father, and we see at the other end of the aisle. Do we see Ashley or do we see Seraph?
Can't be Ashley in the church.
That's true. That is a very true statement. So she is going to marry Seraph. That is fantastic. Anything special about the artist's rendering of Seraph here in the church?
I'm probably wearing like a broad gold necklace, got like a little gold diadem going on. A bit of jewelry, but otherwise it's Seraph au naturel, her doing herself in her usual creamy costume.
And Liz's father leads her to the end of the aisle, gives her a brief kiss on the cheek, and looks and nods to you, Seraph, and then he heads over to sit, and he sits right beside his wife, and beside them is your mom, and beside your mom is your father with his wings kind of folded down around him like some kind of cloak. It's odd how he sits on it, but he's an angel. He can pull it off and still look amazing. And is Viridian the person performing the ceremony? Or do we have like some NPC priest that's doing this?
Not if it's in a church.
Fair enough. That's true. That would be a little awkward. Cool.
It tends to go against the varying agreements that churches tend to have as standard for hosting weddings.
True. That's very true. Just wanted to throw the question out. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It totally works for me. And yeah, the two of you get married. We see on the supers side, we probably see Armature, we see Atlas. Who do we see Armature with? Is she by herself? Is she with anyone? I'm curious.
I'm gonna say she's by herself. I think the Venetius relationship is more of a booty call type thing. 5 years later.
She's like
Probably
21 now.
Yeah.
romantic.
Yeah. I think she's just slightly calculating on her needs.
Is Diffuse there?
I mean, well, it is, but I can't remember who. I don't know who.
Oh, we had mentioned the possibility of Diffuse and Serena, but then that was not. So I think he's Diffuse. It is Stag. It is perfectly suitable.
Yeah.
If it needs companionship, it can
I
create.
think it has a reasonably independent life now. I mean, we're very close, of course, but it's
maybe sitting in the same aisle by you, friendly distance. I think in the back, right, so that everyone doesn't have to worry about seeing over Atlas. Is Atlas by himself, or is he seated with? Because Wunyo and Kim had gone up to play on the keyboard, so we don't know. Like, do they even have a relationship still? It's been 5 years.
I mean, you see a shot of Atlas, you see a shot of Unyong playing on the keyboards, and there's a shot of her fingers on the keyboards, and there's an engagement ring on there.
Sweet. I love it. And then what about Anil? Where is he seated on the super side, I assume? If not, that's totally cool. I'm curious.
Yes. And as already established, I'm with Ruby.
With an older Ruby. Yep. Who's super happy to be on the super side and taking total notes, and will probably make a book out of this. Book deal forthcoming. It'll be a Kindle, but maybe she'll get to see it print. All right. Anything for Seraph and the wedding? Anything in particular that you wanted to highlight, or is it just cool if we have a few panels? Post-production, we write in the vows, but we're not super worried about it right now.
Yeah. I will say, like, throughout most of high school, Liz and Ashley were like up a level and the same sort of 5'10", but Ashley's a bit of a late bloomer, and so now she's probably like 6'2", 6'3", going into her 22nd year of life. So
it checks.
Yep. But yeah, exchange vows, kiss, confetti, that sort of thing.
Rush down the aisle, and then I think there's like no car waiting outside because you just
I just pick her up,
fly away,
pick her up and fly off.
Sweet. All right. So that would bring
and probably
tied to your heels.
Huh?
You're gonna get tin cans tied to your heels.
You're gonna have to teleport them on there because I certainly didn't have that planned. And yeah, maybe one quick scene where I check in with my dad for a bit and And I'm like, you're okay to be here in Halcyon City for a week? That's still on?
Yes,
All right, thank you so much.
it is well worth it. I would not be anywhere else.
The implication here being that Ariel is subbing in for Seraph while she and Liz go on their honeymoon.
Nice. I like it. Yeah, Ariel hanging out with the Halcyon City Guardians. Oh, I see. That is an interesting approach.
How will we be keeping the city safe today? We are just waiting for things to happen. Excellent.
A reactionary force, I see. Cool. So, hand it to you guys. Does anybody have anything in particular from our epilogues that you wanted to sneak in, or is everybody, give me a thumbs up if you're good? All right. All right. All right. And all right. So that means that we bring the Halcyon City Herald game to a close. It has been an absolute pleasure, you guys. These characters have been very, very close to me. I have quite enjoyed the cast that we have created together and the stories that we have told. Thank you so very, very much. Next week, we will not be playing because I have family in town, and I think there's some other activities that are going on for folks, so we decided to skip. Is that right? Just double checking, Alex, right? We are skipping next week. I think you mentioned it, but I want to double check.
I lost track of planning, but I will agree.
Okay. If you guys play, that's totally cool. I just unfortunately will be unable to attend, and that's a-okay. Still, there's a lot of setup.
It was going to be very difficult for me as well. So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, then we're definitely skipping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
1, maybe 2, definitely skip.
Alex, anything that you'd like to tease for folks as we head into?
I mean, you could very quickly say the gist of your characters for Urban Shadows London. You know, just really loosely.
I'd rather
quickly trying to pull mine up.
I'd rather not, Alex.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to look, and I'm happy to get some thematic teasers from you, Alex. But as for digging into content, I'd prefer to wait.
Yeah.
Even if maybe we do a little bit of preview
We'll
content next weekend.
Urban Shadows in London with a little bit of Neil Gaiman-ish, oddness thrown in.
That's a really good tonal / thematic flavor guideline.
Yes, I'm quite looking forward to it.
That helps me.
Good. So I'm going to stop the broadcast. Thank you guys so much for playing this game with me, and everybody who's watching, thank you so much.